Please be advised of the disclaimers.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Sai with Pinnacle Trading here. So let's do a 5-minute market recap that I do every week. Every single week, I'll usually post it in the middle of the week or towards the end. Right now it's Sunday and tomorrow markets are going to open back up again. If you are new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and the like button. I do trading, investing videos, a couple videos a week, at least 1 to 2. So let's jump into it to the 5-minute market recap. So what happened with S&P 500? This is what I use to track the markets on the overall, just to see as the market from the overview, because it tracks more than 80% of the market of the stocks that are there. So I use the ticker SPY, that's S&P 500 index ETF. So we had a pretty nice sell-off on Friday, the most recent day the markets were open. So we saw a sell-off a little bit in the pre-market, but we saw that 376 area rejected, and we saw a drop all the way right below to about 368, 369 area, so below that 370 support. So if you're not part of the chat room, join using the link in the description right now, because I called this out on Monday, January 25th. Look at the calendar here. So I called this out that I'm looking for main supports at 375 and 370. And when I posted that, I saw a downward trend. I saw the 20 EMA breaking on that one. I saw 380 breaking. So the next support levels I called out was 375 and 370. We also had a resistance at 390. Couldn't get over there, so we saw a support break. So I called this out early on. So I call these out live trade alerts, live alerts in the chat room. So make sure to join the chat room if you want the latest alerts. So we saw that drop, and then let's take a look at the overall chart on this one. So we can look at on the yearly that we saw two small drops earlier or late into 2020, and then we just saw a nice market run up after the elections with President Biden winning. We saw the markets continue to go up. We saw a lot of people just buying, and right now we're seeing a small sell-off here. So we actually saw a pretty drastic sell-off, about 2 to 3% on Friday. Last week overall, a couple percent. We're testing that 50 SMA right here. That's 50 simple moving average on that one, or standard moving average. And then I also use the 200. So whenever we hit the 50 SMA, that's usually a healthy pullback. When we see a huge gap up like that, we see stock come down. It's kind of an indicator, kind of saying, hey, just be careful in the market. If you have any long positions, it's probably a good time to start thinking of closing them. But when we start heading to that, when we break the 50 and then we start heading to 200, and if it doesn't bounce off of that, then we're going to go into a more deep correction. So that's usually a couple percent correction. When we head into 200 SMA, that's usually about 10% or give or take. I'll go into the exact little bit in just a second, but that's usually 10% correction. So that's where I'm expecting markets to go. The main stocks on the earnings you want to look for is, we already had Apple, and I showed you how to play the earnings on this one if you saw the video, and that resulted in 100% profit on the trade. So that was how to play that. I posted that last Monday, and then Friday the options expired for 100% in profit. So I post a lot of these videos and how to trade earnings and a lot of these type of videos to help you guys out. So we saw Apple, we saw that sell off. We also saw other tech sell off. We saw Tesla, go into S&P 500 and last year, and then we're now seeing a sell off on that. So that brought the markets down as well. Tesla's a big bubble. I'm expecting that to go back to about 600 or so this year easily. And next thing we want to look for is Amazon. That has earnings right here. You can see on February 2nd. So that's going to be this Tuesday, and that's going to be after hours, after markets close. So we want to look at Amazon. We want to see that earnings. It's riding the 50 SMA. So that means, it's just sideways movement up and down here and there. We won't get a decisive move, most likely until earnings hit, which is at February 2nd after hours. So keep that in mind for this Tuesday. If that makes a drastic move down and breaks the 3,200 level and starts breaking that 3,000 points on that one, look for the deep correction in the market right after that. Looking for markets to just follow down if that breaks 200 SMA. So, we already see Apple had one of the best earnings for the quarter so far, but even that sold off. We also see other tech sell off. So just keep those in mind. So the specific levels I'm looking for on S&P 500 or the overall market is going to be using Fibonacci. This is free in the chat room. You can head over to education tab, click on the pinned messages, and you'll see it's right over there how to set it up. So we can see next support I'm looking is going to be at 370. I want to see that reject and then keep, crossing below and make that a new resistance. And I want to see the 360 level and the 350. So if we don't break the 360 and 350, then most likely market's going to come back, test these highs at 385. So just keep the next support levels. You want to write these down. So you want to look for 370 as a short-term support. If it drops below and can't get over, that's going to be resistance. And then we want to look for next support at 360 and 350. Just keep those in mind. If we do break 350, then we're heading into that 23.6. If we head down to the 50% retracement, that's going to be a deep correction. That's where I expect market to drop later this year, maybe toward the end of the year or sometime in middle. I'm looking for a deep pullback to about 300. That'll be a nice 50% retracement on the Fibonacci, but we'll have to see how that goes. But overall, just watch these supports as well. Right now I say 370 and then look for 360 and 350. So, nothing is certain until those things test. If not, most likely markets will just move sideways until we get better COVID news and all of that. But if you want to learn how to do the charting, join the chat room. I post my chart analysis almost every day or at least once a week. But if you want to learn more in depth, head over to my website, pinnacletrading.us. Join the chat room. First things first, it's completely free to join. And if you want to enhance your education in the stock market, I do have a course that I put together because I taught myself in the market, by myself, self-education, and nobody helped me on the way. So I put everything, all my education in here, and how to trade and invest, how to become a confident trader, and also some of my secrets to you so you can cut your learning curve. So hope this video helped you out. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Let me know what you think of the markets that are going to happen and just in the overall economy. Leave that in the comments below and what you think of the video. Make sure to subscribe and like, and I'll see you in my next one.